Ba-da-dum. Breaking news in the NHL today as Nazem Kadri, one of the biggest at least, free agents in the entire class of the 2022 free agency class, has signed with the Calgary Flames. By far the biggest free agent who is still remaining at this point, now that it's been, 6 weeks since free agency opened? 5, 6 weeks, something like that. August the 18th, Nazem Kadri signs with the Calgary Flames, and it is going to be a big deal as Calgary has to move out money. Sean Monahan has been traded from the team. It's not clear yet where Monahan will be traded to or what deal Kadri is being signed to. But breaking news from Kevin Weeks in the NHL, as well as Elliot Friedman, reporting that the Flames will be working to move Monahan. And it seems like regardless of what that trade happens, what the details of that deal are, Nazem Kadri will be signing with the Calgary Flames. Now, this is huge news for the Flames, who already get Jonathan Huberdo, Mackenzie Weegar. They are going all in here in this 2022-23 season. Not signing with the Islanders. No, Giuliano not signing with the Islanders. It was reported that he would likely be signing with the Islanders. Lou Lamoriello it got snatched away from Lou, I suppose. I'd heard that it was going to be a 7x7. They had to sign Dobson. They had to sign Romanov. They were going to trade out maybe Josh Bailey to make it happen. But no, Nazem Kadri going to the Calgary Flames. Breaking news here in the NHL. Snatched right from the jaws of Lou. Calgary absolutely got better this offseason, losing Gaudreau and Tkachuk hurt big time, but to turn that into Kadri, Huberdo, Weegar, we're going to take a look at what this means for the Flames later on, but huge news for Calgary right there. Where do I think Monahan will go? A team that has salary, really. It could has cap space. It could be any number of half a dozen teams. Imagine if Gaudreau had stayed with the Flames. Well, if Gaudreau had stayed with the Flames, Tkachuk probably would have stayed as well, and none of this really would have happened. So it all turned into domino effect, right? It started with Gaudreau walking, turned into Tkachuk saying, I want to leave. And now it turns into, we have enough money to get Nazem Kadri. We extend Jonathan Huberdo. And the grand scheme of things, maybe this was the better move because, yes, I think that Gaudreau and Tkachuk are better than Huberdo and Kadri. It's pretty close, but I think I'd say that, but it would have been only for one more year, right? So you're just delaying the inevitable. You jump on it right now, you get value out of Tkachuk, all that happens. Yes, the title is real. The title's real. Nazem Kadri signing with the Calgary Flames. Elliot Friedman, Kevin Weeks both reporting. Huberdo, Kadri, Mangiapane on that first line. That is scary stuff. Well said there from Jack. We're going to take a look at the Flames lineup, how it looks now. We've still got to wait and see what kind of deal Kadri is getting signed to. I just went live. I sprinted to the computer. My computer is really struggling along because I'm in the middle of uploading today's career simulation on NHL 22. So my computer is really on overdrive at the moment. Thank you to my computer for working as hard as it is. I'd be curious to see what kind of deal it is because we were hearing that it was going to be something like a 7x7 for Kadri in New York. So what would it be to sign with the Flames? That'll be the question now. Where does Monahan go? That's going to be the big question. We don't know yet, but Sean Monahan, one of the longest serving Flames, alternate captain and everything, he's going to be leaving. So, the first line used to be Tkachuk, Monahan, and Gaudreau. All three of those guys are now gone. So the question is Calgary better than last year? That's a very interesting question right there. I think with Kadri and Huberdo together, anyone who plays on that line, such as Mangiapane, is going to be just feasting out there. Brahma Bull fan, am I remembering right that Nas once had Calgary on his no trade list? Leafs were going to trade him for Brody. Something in the back of my mind is telling me that, yes. But I'm sure that his thoughts about Calgary have changed in recent years, especially most recently, now that Huberdo, Weegar, and other people are all a part of that. It sounds like the Nashville Predators may be a match for Sean Monahan as they're tweeting some cryptic things right now. They're tweeting emojis and exclamation points. I doubt they'd be tweeting about the transactions of a team that they're not concerned with. Yeah, good catch there, Hobbs. You just saw that. So Nashville tweeting emojis, that could be something to keep note of. If Monahan goes to the Predators. Perhaps it's a three-way. No, it wouldn't be a three-team deal because the signing is irrelevant. So it'd just be exclusively between Calgary and Nashville. Obviously, what am I thinking? So let me pull up Calgary's numbers here. Let me just get the screen share going. Let me show you Calgary at the moment while we're still waiting to hear. Just give me a quick moment because I didn't quite have the time to set all this up beforehand. As you know, breaking news and analysis in the real world of hockey. That's what I always say at the end of the video. Just so we know, they are no Nashville. You know, it could be that they're trolling. It's possible. Let's get this screen going. There we go. Hide this, show you that. Okay, so the Calgary Flames, they have only 2.761 million. So 2.761667. Now Monahan's cap hit of 6.375. That gives you 9.13 to play with. Now, what this deal means, if they get Nazem Kadri, let's say, assuming that's a 7-year deal, that means that maybe Mackenzie Weegar cannot extend anymore, because that leaves you with 9.136 million. Let's say you're giving Kadri, let's say 7.25. That's even probably conservative, but let's say 7.25 for Kadri. That only leaves you with 1.88 next season. Now, next season, you have Milan Lucic off the books. Okay, add 5.25. You also have Valimaki maybe gone. It leaves you with 8.68. It's possible. You know what? It's possible. The Flames could pull it off. They could extend Weegar, I think. It would be tough. Trelving making lemonade out of lemons this summer for sure. Absolutely. Trelving doing a very good job in that capacity. Mike, long time no see, buddy. Calgary W. I agree on that one. That's for sure. Flames GM did a great salvage job here. Interested to see if Huberdo and Kadri will work as well as Johnny and Tkachuk did. Absolutely. As we're still waiting on information in the NHL world, we're waiting on Elliot Friedman, Kevin Weeks, everyone to break the news. Number one, where is Monahan going to free up the money? And number two, how much is Kadri signing for? If it is a 7-year deal, which I think it has to be, you know, the Islanders, they don't sign the 31-year-old. This is Jay Fresh tweeting. I'm quoting him. It is good for the Islanders that they did not pay a 31-year-old 7x7 when they already have 4 centers making 7, 6, 5, and 2.5 million. But you know, I'm sure that there's a lot of Islanders fans that are upset. Some are happy. I don't know. It's a fickle fan base. Yeah, I don't know if they didn't want to move players or if it was just too costly to move them. If Josh Bailey, was it going to be Josh Bailey? Was it going to be, I don't know, Cal Clutterbuck? Was it going to be a number of smaller contracts? So I didn't get a chance to do the description or anything of this video because it was so fast. But we're keeping an eye on the world, the real world of hockey. We're keeping an eye on it as we're waiting for reports. Sean Monahan, if he does get moved, any team that will receive Sean Monahan will know that it's not just a salary dump to extend a player on that team, right? Any team that takes Sean Monahan or knows that Calgary is making a push for Nazem Kadri, so they kind of have all the leverage. If they are being offered a 3rd-round pick, they might say, listen, you really want Kadri? I hear New York's going to be wanting him. Make that a 2nd-round pick. So Trelving, who's been having a masterclass of a summer, what kind of payment is he going to have to give to get Sean Monahan off the books? That's going to be the question. Now, Dallas tweeted something. Hold on. We got to see. Dallas tweeted something. Give me a sec here. Yeah, Pat says it feels like Clutterbuck has been in the league forever. He's one of those players. What are the Dallas Stars tweeting? Let me go find this. My computer is chugging along, trying to upload a career simulation while streaming. This is not what I wanted to be doing. Of course, Kadri signs now, right? Of course, now's the time that he signs. This is hold on. This is a good tweet. Hold on, I got to show you this one. Hold on. Let me take this off. This is a good tweet. Lou Lamoriello's off-season to-do list. Nothing. Bang. Taken care of. All done. That one made me laugh. I got a feel for the Islanders fans, though. Yeah, Cal, I think it was it 1978 his rookie season? I think 78-79. It was 77-78 or 78-79, Cal Clutterbuck's rookie season. One of those. All I want to see is Dallas's Twitter page. My poor computer. Okay, Nashville just tweeted that they'll be announcing something fun at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, which is in an hour and 15 minutes. So there's no way they're announcing a trade that could be announced now randomly in an hour and 15 minutes. So I doubt that Sean Monahan will be going to Nashville. I want to see what Dallas is trolling about. We'll stay until we get the information. We'll hang out here until we find the info. We want to hear what the numbers and the breakdown is going to be. Dallas, all I see is retweet if you are a Logan Stankoven Stan account. I did not see anything else from Dallas. Maybe missing something? Let me get back to my home screen so I'm ready for Friedman to break the news. Kadri deal is 7 years, according to Darren Dreger, just being reported right now, a 7-year deal to Calgary. That was expected, but we need to see what the term is. That was expected. I don't think Kadri is going anywhere if it wasn't for 7 years. Yeah, you got to feel for the Islanders, absolutely. They were in the semis in 2021, and then they've been in the depths of their division with no clear improvement this offseason. Yeah, you got to feel for them. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, while we have a minute here, just got to say we are like 10 subscribers away from 5,000. So thank you, everyone, for the great offseason that we've had here. It's been really fun with the draft, with free agency, all that good stuff, career simulations. It's been a really fun summer. Headed into the 2022-23 season and NHL 23. You won't want to miss out on any information, so be sure that you are subscribed. It's going to be a fun ride that we're just getting started on, almost at 5,000. Really hard to believe after only like 2.5 years of doing YouTube, we're at 5,000. But I appreciate everyone enjoying the content here as we're going to wait and see what the Calgary Flames signed Nazem Kadri for. They are a contender. Absolutely. I see the Flames as a contender. Absolutely. One of the best in the West, I would say right now. They really got tough playoff matchups in round number 1. It was just things not coming together. I feel like they didn't play their game in the postseason. Vinny, hello. I feel like the Flames just didn't play their game in the postseason. Yes, Jake Ottinger was a monster, and that sucked out a lot of their energy. But yeah, it's bad I can't like. Where's my graphic designer that I keep on retainer to get a thumbnail going here? Too bad. But if Jacob Markstrom can keep up his Vezina caliber play and the defense is even stronger, given Rasmus Anderson, Chris Tanev, Mackenzie Weegar, throw in one of the best playmakers in the NHL with an electric centerman coming off a 100-plus point season. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point here from Mike. Kadri also brings a sense of grit to the team that was lost in Tkachuk. That's a good point right there. Very good point. Well said. That's like a major point, actually. Yeah, they also ran into the Draisaitl train. Nicholas, what is the contract and years? We know that it is a 7-year contract, but we don't know for how much. This is 100% confirmed, Dylan. Nazem Kadri signing a 7-year deal with the Calgary Flames. We just don't know what the AAV is just yet. Reported by Dreger, by Friedman, by Weeks. We're still just waiting to see what the numbers are going to be as I just keep refreshing Twitter every few seconds. That'll keep Kadri signed until 38 years of age, eh? Kadri signed until 38 in Calgary. So they're committing long-term into the later years of Huberdo, into the later years of Kadri. Yeah, good for Dylan. If you're a Flames fan, you should be very happy right now. Absolutely. You should be very happy. So I don't think that Monahan will go to the Predators if they're going to be announcing it in like an hour from now. The Flames went from a cup contender to losing everything in one offseason, somehow turned it around and are better off than when they started. Absolute insanity. Nasher tweeting that one out. Watch it be like 9 mil. I don't know if it'll be 9 mil for 7 years, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's quite the costly contract. They can afford it in Calgary, but it might hurt longer term. As these free agency deals often do, right? But we are now at 4,988 subscribers. We're 12 away from 5,000. I think we'll break it today with this live stream, plus with the career simulation coming out in, I'd say, about 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours time. I don't want to spoil who it is just yet, but it's a fun career simulation with one of the top picks in the 2022 NHL draft. So if you like NHL 22 career simulations, franchise mode, breaking news and analysis in the real world of hockey, this is the place for you. Hobbsy stealing the girlfriend's computer to see what's going on right now. All the power to you, buddy. What an off season, Wesley. Absolutely. Is this real? This is real. This is real. It is a 7-year deal. Someone on Instagram says 9.5 for 7. I'd have to wait to see a bit more, a better source on that. Probably between, I agree with Jack. I think somewhere in the 7s to the 8 millions. 8.5 by 7. I think that would be like the real max. I would be pretty surprised if they go into the 9s. I would be pretty surprised, and actually maybe a bit like, I don't know about that deal anymore if it was into the 9s. Like right now, Trelving's the man, but if he signed Kadri for a 7 by 9.5, I don't know about that. I think a fair deal would be somewhere in that 8 to 8.5 category. After a 100-plus point season and all that, I could see it. The man's getting paid. You got to give it to him. He was getting paid $4.5 million for the last 6 years. He's cashing in. Got to give it to him. Came out of nowhere. Absolutely. Everyone said, like, okay, like the last 3 weeks, okay, Lou, they're going to the Islanders. All right. Get it. Let's get it going. Everyone knew, like, it was basically just got to dot the I's and cross the T's that Kadri was going to the Islanders. But nope, he's off to Calgary. Any idea where Monahan goes and for what? I have no idea where he goes. Any team that has salary, Arizona, who knows what. But for what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit costly because Monahan's at full health and at full skill. Monahan's good. He had a bad last season and everything. But a team is going to know that Calgary moving Monahan means they're going for Kadri, which means the team acquiring Monahan has all the leverage, because if they can say, the Islanders are going to take him if you don't do it, so you gotta, it's going to cost you a 2nd round pick when they really want to give a 3rd or a 4th round pick. So it might be a bit of a costly draft pick, but when I look at the Flames draft capital, they currently have their own 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 7th in next year's draft. Then in 2024, they have their own 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th picks. In 2025, they have their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, plus Florida's 1st. So they have their own picks to give up. They wouldn't be able to trade away other teams' picks that they've acquired. They don't have much. But, give me that first line with, I don't know if Lindholm, he's eligible to play the wing. He's played a lot of wing before. He's been first line center, but put him on the wing, maybe even on the power play. Put Huberdo, Kadri, Lindholm, and then put like Mangiapane and Uyghur at the point. That's going to be one of the most lethal power plays in the NHL, I think. Good point from Mason here. Huberdo for 10.5 in the long term for Kadri makes me think that it's probably more money, not less. Kadri did break down a trade a few years back. I believe it was Kadri for Brody, something like that. And now he signs with them. Now that he sees that they're on the upswing, I could see that. Would it be totally unreasonable for Ottawa to take a swing at Monahan? They're on the upswing. I think they have the cap space and they are killing it this summer. That's not a location. Ottawa is not a destination that I would rule out as impossible. Some are definitely impossible, but I wouldn't say Ottawa is one of those, especially that Monahan's only on a 1-year deal. And a team that needs a little bit of center depth, maybe. You need a middle 6 guy. TSN 690 is saying that they hear Monahan to the Habs, but it can't. No, what are these tweets? But I'm going to eat my words if it ends up being true. A Habs beat writer for Hockey Buzz is saying that TSN 690 might be hearing Monahan to the Habs to make cap space, but the Habs barely have cap space of their own. There's no way. I would take Sean Monahan. I don't know about that. I have to check Ottawa's salary cap there. Yeah, Kadri bringing back that annoyance factor that Tkachuk had. Absolutely. Flames fans must be going crazy over this offseason, that's for sure. Absolutely. We're at 57 people in here. We're going to be here until the news is broken. We know it's 7 years for Kadri. We know Monahan's moving, but what are the terms of that deal? let me just refresh here while my computer is dying and chugging along to upload a career simulation on NHL 22. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that career simulation uploaded later today. Breaking news and analysis in the real world of hockey. We don't get to see it too often in the summer as it's been slow since free agency, but it's been great to see this Kadri signing getting things going once again. The channel currently sits at 4,988. We're just 12 away from 5,000. I think we'll break it today. Like it would have to be a trade, but the Canadiens did it. It'd have to be a trade back. Like I know Monahan's an LTIR, but I don't think he's going to be there for much longer. You have to be sending salary back the other way. And can Calgary really take more salary? I don't know. Colorado's joining in on Nashville's cryptic tweets. Come on. Monahan plus a pick for Drouin at 50% retained. There's a lot of possibilities here, eh? It went from like, okay, Monahan's going to get dumped somewhere to like, okay, what could it actually be in terms of breaking it down? They give a pick. They even get another piece back. Instead of giving up a pick to dump, they might even get a piece back in a actual, hockey deal, an actual hockey deal. The Flames' future of 2016 now gone. Tkachuk, Gaudreau, Bennett, Monahan. I remember being in fantasy drafts in like 2015, 16, and like really stacking up on those Calgary Flames, saying like, wow, I love Monahan, that first line with Monahan, Gaudreau, Tkachuk. The interns are trying to figure something out in mid-August. Does Kadri play first line or second line? It depends if they commit to Lindholm continuing being a first line center. If Lindholm continues first line center, you probably use Kadri in the second line capacity, but you can probably use them interchangeably and experiment a little bit. I would take Monahan plus a first round pick if Calgary takes Dvorak or Gallagher. Take that long-term cap off our books. But I don't think Calgary wants to take a long-term piece. They want to dump Monahan for the right now, but they also don't want to tie up their money long-term because then they won't have money to extend Mackenzie Weegar. Even with, let's say, Kadri signs at $7.5 million, I think that leaves, and then Lucic leaves next season, I think that will leave them with like $7.6 million in salary cap next year, which is not going to be easy, but it's doable to get Mackenzie Weegar and all that. Could I see Kadri on the wing instead? I don't know about that. No way. Eric Engels tweeting the possibility of Monahan to Montreal. What is going on? What is going on? Sean Monahan to the Canadiens, but could it just be an LTIR move? Does he even play? Right? Does he even play? Eric Engels. Let me see this. They're reporting it on, well, not reporting it. They're speculating it on TSN 690 radio in Montreal. This is wild. There have to be some good picks coming back the other way. Eric Engels tweeting, not saying it's definitely happening, but if Sean Monahan is moving from the Flames, there's a distinct possibility it's to Montreal. Some buzz on this came my way a few weeks ago. We'll see what happens. But Calgary appears to be working on something regarding Monahan/Kadri, as Kevin Weeks suggested. Oh my goodness. So yes, Monahan is on LTIR, but I'm not sure about all the details of his injury. How much longer is he going to be there, right? Unreal developments on a random Thursday afternoon here. Really? How's this career simulation doing? My computer went from like taking 45 minutes to do it to taking, now it says like an hour 10 left in my career sim. It might be a late career simulation uploaded today, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of the 2 p.m. upload, it might be a 3:30 p.m. upload, but it's going to be worth it here. Arizona loves paying guys to stay home. Yeah, why not? The Flames are going to be a very fun team to watch. Absolutely. There's, they were very skilled last year, but now there's also that new factor, that new car smell, that new car smell of Huberdo and Kadri and Weegar. It's going to be good. But it depends. Does Price go to LTIR? There's a lot of different possibilities. There's a lot of different permutations the Canadiens could go with. Man. I thought it was going to be a salary dump. Now I'm thinking the guy's coming to my team. Sean Monahan, who I like Monahan. He was the first line centerman on our Minnesota Wild franchise mode. It could very well be over. He's had 2 hip surgeries now. Huh. It's true, eh? The poor guy. Is there an NHL 23 trailer coming out today? Beats me. I have not heard anything about that. Love the content. Thank you, Leafs fan. But I have not heard anything about NHL 23 at all. Usually the game trailer comes out by the end of August, and the franchise mode deep dive would be somewhere in September. But I have not heard anything from EA's Twitter accounts or anything about NHL 23 just yet. A big day of waiting for news here. To the Canadiens. I'm gonna pull up the Canadiens cap friendly page. It's just that it's hard to speculate with so many unknowns. Price LTIR, Monahan LTIR. Yeah, the hips. Thank you very much, Mason. We're close to 5K subs. If you haven't subbed already, breaking news and analysis, NHL 22 career simulations, franchise mode. Thank you, Mason. With the World Junior hype, you should do career sims for some of the guys who are popping off right now. Absolutely. I wish I could just pump them out really quick. We're like, oh, this guy scored like not Mason McTavish because he's already played the NHL. But Wallstedt's doing super well. Let's do a career sim. But it literally takes like 3 or 4 days, like a full focus. So if I'm working or doing other stuff or working on other video projects, it takes a week. And by then the hype isn't as there maybe. So you're absolutely right. Just that I wish it could go a lot more quickly. I would love for all of us to be waiting here for these details and something massive but completely different happens before we get the details. Like that offseason where you had Stamkos, Taylor Hall, Adam Larson, PK Subban all breaking in just a matter of seconds. And was it 15 minutes between all that news? Crazy. I want to pull up the Canadiens, cap friendly. Canadiens cap friendly. A team that was one of the most over the salary cap teams last season, right? Breaking news, the Carolina Hurricanes have extended their affiliation with the Norfolk Admirals. Great timing to tweet that, Carolina. Islanders fans are going to rant today. Absolutely. Here we go. Taking a long time to open these windows. Bear with me here. Let's all give a big round of applause to my computer. All right, so the Canadiens currently have $248,334 of salary cap space. Let's swap to here and go over here. So let's play with the numbers now. Let's say, okay, so we got 0.248334. That's with, now, does that include projected LTIR used? 0. Okay, so that's including Jonathan Drouin. So if Drouin does not start on IR, that changes things. But let's say Carey Price starts on LTIR. So add 10.5 million of LTIR plus the 6.25 of Sean Monahan. That would actually give the Canadiens 16.99, so 17 million in cap space. So the Canadiens, it's not like the Canadiens are making a push or anything, but they could definitely use that salary cap space as an asset, acquire more deals like Monahan. Like, they acquire Monahan, they're going to get a draft pick. They can acquire other players around the deadline or whatever and get another draft pick. So if you LTIR Monahan, you LTIR Price, you're dealing with like 17 million to play with. Now, does Price down the LTIR long term? Maybe not. But, there's still going to be a lot of moves that happen over the season. Does Drouin leave? Does Dvorak leave? Does Gallagher leave? The Canadiens could weaponize that salary cap space. Refreshing Twitter one more time. Not seeing anything new here. Just a lot of Lou Lamoriello memes. Boy, oh boy. Big news here. So what I want to see now, actually, while we're still killing some time, I'd be curious to see who are the biggest free agents still unsigned. Because Nazem Kadri was what dominated the media. That's who everyone was speaking about. That's all everyone was wondering about. When's he signing in New York? When are they going to make their moves? They have like 3 moves left to happen, blah, blah, blah. So there are still a good number of NHL caliber UFAs. I'm looking right now, you see guys like Louis Eriksson or Danny DeKaiser. Okay, maybe those guys won't find contracts. But if we're sorting by, let's sort by the points that they scored last season. And let's look at a list here of the current pending UFAs. Is it confirmed that Monahan is gone? Well, it's not confirmed that a trade has happened, but it's confirmed that a trade to a team will happen so that Kadri can sign. Because Kadri, it's already done and dusted that he's going to be signing. It's just that they're waiting to go through the hoop of getting Monahan off the books. So is it confirmed? I guess technically not, but we know that it's about to happen. Where did PK Subban sign? He did not sign. That's what I'm going to show right here, actually, as PK Subban is one of the biggest free agents left now. So take out Nazem Kadri. Phil the Thrill Kessel's a big one. He's only 34. He could still do it. He's out here. Phil Kessel. Paul Stastny's a name that's surprising. Evan Rodriguez, Sonny Milano, who had a really good season last year. Those are the really surprising ones. On top of that, guys who I think will get contracts before the start of the year, I see PK Subban. I could see like small deals for guys like Galchenyuk. Sam Steele for sure. A lot of these young guys who didn't get qualified, they should get NHL contracts. Absolutely. I'm not worried about them at all. Like Zach Aston Reese may be sitting a little bit. Joe Thornton, who knows if he's coming back. But these guys at the top, Kessel, Stastny, Rodriguez. James Nicholas reporting here, thanks to Jack in the Discord server. Sounds as though the Islanders couldn't move the money to make it work with Kadri. So I'll see. I'd be curious, what did Kadri sign for? And why didn't it work in New York? Let's explore that a little bit. If I pull up the Islanders cap-friendly page, a lot of big UFAs still here in the NHL. So within the next month, there still should be a good number of signings, maybe a good number of prove-it-to-me deals, guys who did well last season, but they want to see more from. A guy like Sonny Milano who can't find a contract, give him 1 year. So let me see here. I'm surprised. The Islanders couldn't find the way to make it work. Lou didn't want to budge, I guess. They have 11.185037 in salary cap. They have a good a bit of space right now, but you got to consider that Matthew Barzal needs a contract. So let's say you add, moving into 2023-24, Barzal will need a contract. Wallstrom will need a contract. Kiefer Bellows isn't even on a contract, so I won't put him yet. Scott Mayfield's going to need a contract. Dobson still needs to be signed, and Varlamov. Let's say you let Varlamov walk. That leaves you with $20.52 million. Let's say Barzal gets, I don't know. Let's say 8.5. Maybe that's even conservative. Let's say 8.5 for Barzal. Let's say Wallstrom gets 1.1. Parise is going to be off the books, so actually I need to add 0.75. Mayfield's going to get a good contract. Let's say he gets 4.5 million. Let's go a bit crazy. Dobson gets 3.5. Romanov gets 3.5. Just to say that, just ideas of numbers. Just those moves leaves the Islanders with 0.179 million heading into 2023-24. So it would have been very impossible to get Kadri signed up. They would have had to clear that $7-8 million. Nelson and Bailey, or Palmieri and Pajot. They were going to have to trade basically 2 contracts to get that to work. They were going to have to trade at least 2 contracts to get that to work. Yeah, the Islanders have, you got to feel bad a little bit for the Islanders fans. They have a lot of money tied up with players that are not what they once were. Pajot, Palmieri, still serviceable, but not quite what they were. Who do you think will sign Milano? It could be a lot of teams. I think Kadri's going to be a bit of a domino effect. A lot of teams that were in on him. I'm sure over the last month, many teams have given up. But it's going to be a bit more, okay, the big money has been spent. Now let's see what's still going to happen with the leftover, because Milano, Steele, Rodriguez, guaranteed all these guys are signing contracts. They might be cheap contracts, but guaranteed they're all signing. Huberdo and Kadri will both be 38, getting paid getting paid $125 million in totality by then, eh? 2 old men. For where Monahan went, what the return was? No, nothing at all just yet. I thought it was just going to be a salary dump, but it sounded like it could turn into a hockey deal where Monahan with a pick goes and a piece comes back, as opposed to just Monahan for future considerations, or Monahan and a low pick for future considerations. I could see it being like Monahan and a second to potentially the Canadiens, as it's been reported. The Canadiens could be in play for, say, whatever, like some sort of Christian Dvorak deal. I could see it. Evan Rodriguez, start looking for apartments on Long Island, buddy. Yeah, Lou's going to want to sign one of those one-year deals. They have $11 million to play with. Next season, they won't have money. But right now, they have $11 million in cap space. So Lou and the Islanders are going to want to do something, especially after missing out. Fans will be calling for a move to be made. Yeah, Calgary, they're going to hate those contracts. It's possible in 3 to 4 years, but they're going all in these next couple of years, especially this next season, while they still have Markstrom at, what is it, $6 million? Yeah, they have one more. Sorry, what am I saying? One more. They have 1, 2, 3. They have 4 more years at Markstrom at $4 million. That's great. Hanifin, 2 more years at 4.95. Chris Tanev, 2 more years at 4.5. Shillington, 2 years at 2.5. Lindholm, 2 more years at 4.85. That's going to be a huge upgrade. Lindholm probably walks after 2 years. Toffoli, 2 more years at 4.25. This is exactly what I was talking about when the Canadiens traded Toffoli, and I said, I wish the Canadiens got a bit more in return. A lot of people were saying, oh, well, it's a good return, and like a pick, a prospect, and yes, it was, but getting Toffoli at such a cheap number for what he puts out allowed them to say, all right, we will let Gaudreau and walk and trade Tkachuk because we have the scoring at Toffoli. Let's get the playmakers now, and let's rely on Toffoli a bit more as a top 6 first-line sniper as opposed to the middle 6 guy that he was kind of doing in secondary scoring role. What's up, Data? Happy Thursday. Hey, Christopher. Thank you very much. Career Sim going up later today. Hope you'll enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by. How Monahan to Montreal. I've been hearing supposedly TSN 690 reporting that it is possible, and Eric Engels also reporting that it's possible that the Canadiens have been there's been buzz in recent weeks about the Monahan to Montreal. So we'll see what happens, but Calgary appears to be working on something regarding Monahan and Kadri. That was according to Eric Engels. So it would be difficult to swing. There'd have to be some money going in and out, but with the Canadiens LTIRing him and potentially Price or even Drouin and Byron, there's a lot of different, a word I've been using a lot of different permutations that go into making the salary cap work in Montreal. Back to Twitter here, we're refreshing. Not seeing much here. No, everyone's just kind of in limbo here. We're all in limbo, just waiting to see what the breaking news, what's the number on the contract, what's the Monahan deal going to be. EP Transfers has confirmed Kadri from Colorado to Calgary, so it says nothing that we didn't already know, but it does confirm that that trade has to happen because Kadri doesn't sign without Monahan moving out. Is that correct? Is that correct? Let me see. Calgary's cap situation right now, they have 2.7. So yeah, it has to be because LTIR isn't being used right now yet, I believe. So if it's confirmed he's going to Calgary, so that in turn, it kind of confirms that Monahan is getting traded. We just don't know where to and for what. Flames are sick. Yes, Miko. Flames are going to have a very interesting season. As I said earlier, that new car smell, people are going to be very excited to see what they can do. I'm excited for my fantasy drafts as well. A lot of, let's see, Nashville, Colorado, Dallas, all tweeting. No, Kadri did not sign with the Islanders, my friend. Eric Engels, Elliot Friedman, Darren Dreger, and Kevin Weeks all reporting that Nazem Kadri has signed a 7-year contract with the Calgary Flames. Are the Flames better than they were a year ago? Are Huberdo and Kadri better than Gaudreau and Tkachuk? I don't know about that. But they're in a better situation because they have those two pieces signed long-term as opposed to Gaudreau, who was walking, and Tkachuk, who was going to leave in a year anyways. So organizationally, they're in a better spot. Talent-wise, I'd say it's negligible, but throw in Mackenzie Weegar on defense as well. I think the Calgary Flames are a stronger team. They're better defensively. They're still very strong offensively. I'm okay with this for Calgary fans. I am getting the news, as I said, from Elliot Friedman, Darren Dreger, Eric Engels, and Kevin Weeks. Weird that he signs in Calgary, absolutely, because he had rejected a trade there when he was in Toronto. I believe the deal was a 1-for-1 for TJ Brody. I'm not sure if it was, well, I know Brody was involved. I'm not sure if it was a 1-for-1, but he struck down a deal. But now he sees that the team's on the uptrend a lot more than it was when he was with Toronto. They're now a much deeper team. That's well said. I think it's going to be harder to play against as well. Kadri brings that grit that will annoy McDavid and the Oilers. Oilers have tweeted October 15th without checking the schedule. I assume this is Battle of Alberta number 1. It must be, eh? Yeah, it must be. Gaudreau and Tkachuk. I don't have the numbers pulled up. I wouldn't say they were like they didn't. I feel like they didn't play their game. As I said earlier, they didn't play their game against Dallas. It kind of sucked the life out of them. Edmonton took advantage of a tough series that they had played against the Stars. Jake Ottinger went Dominic Hasek mode. No more information here. Speculation from Habs Chronicle. They give a potential deal here to Montreal, Sean Monahan, to Nashville, Hoffman and a pick or prospect from Calgary, and to Calgary, a later pick than they gave to Nashville or future considerations. But I don't think Nashville's involved. If Nashville was involved, they wouldn't be saying we have something to announce at 1. That's for like signings. For trades, there's no we're announcing this in an hour and 15 minutes. It doesn't happen. Yeah, Kadri definitely rejected the Flames because they weren't as strong before. Now they're a better team. He sees that he can be the guy in Calgary as well for the first-line centerman, or at least the top 6 centerman, and he's getting paid a lot more than he was. He rejected because he wanted to stay in Toronto. That could be it as well. That could also be it. Yeah, Evander Kane and Kadri battling in the Battle of Alberta. Oh, hold on. Monahan going to the Habs. Chris Johnston reporting. Chris Johnston going to the Montreal Canadiens. Breaking news in the NHL. Let me change the title of the video. Sean Monahan has been traded to the Montreal Canadiens in a deal that will free up salary cap for the Flames to sign Nazem Kadri. Wow. So I'm not, because I doubt the Canadiens get much from Monahan in terms of like playing time, with his hip surgeries and all that. But I'm very excited to see what kind of assets are coming to Montreal, whether it be picks or prospects or whatever. Just, weaponizing that cap space. That's what I like to see. Wow, this is big stuff. I just got to change the title of the video, but it takes so long to get there. My computer is chugging along. Hats off to my computer. Now I really want to see that return, and now we got to hear what that Kadri deal is going to be. Wow. Canadiens, who were well over the salary cap last year. To the Canadiens. Yeah, Elliot Friedman also reporting now. Sean Monahan to the Montreal Canadiens. My goodness, what a deal for the random Thursday afternoon, eh? Would it be a 3-team deal? Perhaps, eh? Could Monahan bounce back? I don't know. It depends on if he even plays, right? Is this a trade where Dvorak or Gallagher or someone, or Hoffman or somebody else gets dumped? Or is it just a pure, give him to us, we'll LTIR him, you give us a pick? That could be it as well. Now we really got to start refreshing. With that deal to the Canadiens happening, we got to start refreshing on Twitter, because that news is going to come out at any second. I really wonder what the cost is to do, the cost of doing business. Byron LTIR, maybe. It can't be. No, there's no Nashville. It can't be. Nashville's just trolling. They're going to say that they announced a new jersey for their mascot. They're just trolling and using all of this speculation for their betterment, which they, hats off to the intern running the social media account, but there's no way. And let me just tweet out that we're streaming here as well. Join for the breaking news. Can't even type. Join for the analysis of the. I said, of course, I'm going to try to do this career simulation, and of course, Kadri's going to sign. Hobbsy's guessing a Colorado Predators outdoor game or a specialty game of sorts since they're in on it together. That's a good assumption there. That's a good call. Is it 7x7 here, Carter? Or is that just what you're assuming? Could be that's a 7. I could see it being in the 7 to 8 range. Could be a pick and a prospect to Montreal for nothing. Yeah, could be. Let me refresh here if there's any report. Yeah, 7x7. Elliot Friedman reporting a 7x7 for Nazem Kadri. It is. I like that deal a lot. I like that deal a lot for the Flames. Could have been worse. As Nazem Kadri signs a 7x7 deal with the Flames, and Sean Monahan goes to the Canadiens. All right, now that all that has happened, let's start breaking it all down as we go into the cap friendly. And I like that deal a lot for the Flames. It's, the 7x7, it would have been with the Islanders, and it turns into the deal with the Flames. 7x7 for Nazem Kadri. I like this for the Flames. Let me just change the title one last time as he has signed 7x7. I really want to know what the Canadiens got for Monahan, though. 7x7 million. I feel like it could have been could it have been more if Kadri had signed in the first week of free agency? You think? I don't know. Could a first be attached with Monahan going to Montreal? Or even if it's a high pick? I really hope it's a high pick here. Anyone know the difference in income tax on the wealthy in Alberta versus New York State? I do not. But that could be, it seems like a bargain. Oh boy. Hold on. Let me go back to sharing the screen. I got to see, what do the Canadiens get here? What do the Canadiens get? So Sean Monahan, traded to Montreal, a fourth-line forward whose shot has gone from a major strength to a serious weakness. Injuries have done a number on his offensive game. 22nd percentile there and projected wins above replacement. No surprise there. I don't know if he'll even play much, if even at all, with the Canadiens, but they do get an asset back the other way. Not seeing anything about what the Canadiens get. Just a lot of people buzzing about what's going on. So yeah, good jump from the Predators and the Avalanche Twitter pages to try and capitalize on everything that was happening. So now on the Flames, would they update this right away, or are they going to wait to see what the assets going back the other way are? Nazem Kadri, not on the team just yet, eh? So we'll have to wait until we see that final transaction go through. Kadri showing up for the Battle of Alberta. I'm going to create an environment that is so toxic. Oh boy. Big news for the Montreal Canadiens. Traveling on an absolute heater this offseason. Yes, sir. Oh, you're a dark mode Twitter guy? I'm not a dark mode Twitter guy, Andrew. We're now 8 subscribers away from 5,000. Welcome to the 100-plus people in here. Nazem Kadri signs a 7-year contract with the Calgary Flames, paying him $7 million per season. It is a deal that necessitated a Sean Monahan trade. He has been moved to the Montreal Canadiens. That was a meme, my friend. Jimmy, that was just a meme. Don't worry about it. It's a big deal in the Western Conference. It's going to be exciting as we get to see what the Oilers will also do against the Flames. They were able to shut them down last season, but will the additions of Huberdo, Kadri, and Uyghur really change the Western Conference stage, I suppose? Now even 7 subscribers away from 5,000. With today's breaking news plus the career simulation coming out later today, I think we're gonna hit 5,000. So I'm giving some early thank yous to everybody. But who's gonna be that 5,000th? I don't know. Still waiting to see what the details are coming back the other way. But it could be a high draft pick for the Montreal Canadiens taking him on. David Pagnotta tweeting, quite the summer for the Flames. Now add Kadri, Monahan, and a first to the Habs, perhaps, ? I believe a similar deal was there with the Islanders, but Lamoriello's got some explaining to do. So, it's not like Kadri signed 7x8 or 7x8.5. It was going to be 7x7 with the Islanders. Why didn't it happen? Lou has some explaining to do on that. Very much so. Might be a couple years too long, but that's how it goes in free agency. You got to sign those 7-year deals usually, but he probably asks for 8 or 9. It's a good deal to get him for a bit longer, but at least at $7 million. Uncapped, friendly, and fresh. Absolutely, I will do that. Thank you very much. We're almost there, buddy. 6 subscribers away from 5,000. TSN announced the trade. Sounds like a first to Montreal. Let's go, Kent Hughes, buddy. Thank you, Kent. All right. Let's big L's for Big Lou. All right, let's refresh here in Calgary on Cap Friendly. Now that Monahan is off the books, I'm sure Montreal's page is still a bit wonky because it'll be LTIR and all that. But here he is. So hold on, wait. Oh, he's not on the page. I don't think he's on the page actually, but his status is on the Flames now. Yeah, unsigned. Yeah, that's it. It won't be there probably until the trade happens. But signed for 7 years. I don't know if they don't know it yet or if they do know it, but it doesn't look like there's any signing bonuses or performance bonuses, but I'm sure there will be. I'm sure it's not just a pure 7 million breakdown. I'm sure it'll change over the years, but it does keep him signed through 2029. He goes from Toronto to Colorado to Calgary, where he may close out his career there. As we're waiting to see what the return will be. Big dub for Hughes. He is shown as buried. Gotcha. Let me go back to the Calgary Flames now. Let me see this. Oh, my career simulation has exported. Good. Now I just got to upload it somehow. Buried penalty. There he is. Yeah, 5.875, but it's actually going to be 7, right? So just the contract details have not yet been confirmed and are subject to change. Yeah, there you go. So Kadri's on the Flames, but we just don't know everything just yet. Gotcha. Come on, let me see that first round pick. Let's go. Let me see that first round pick. Canadiens getting great draft, especially if it's a 2023 pick. Yeah, Nick Alberga saying it sounds like a first round going to Montreal in this deal. Let me see. Let's look at Kadri's micro stats here, according to Jay Fresh. Thanks to Jay Fresh, that is. Let's see this. Come on. So here we go. So Nazem Kadri, after that big breakout season, breakout in quotations, lots of shots, lots of chances, lots of possession entries and rush chances, lots of pucks sent up to defensemen. So he had some difficulty in the forechecking, but that's not what he's there for. Zone entries, in-zone shots, rush assists, retrievals even, great shots, and chances, point shot setups, great numbers right there. Very, very impressive. Give him... will he be, if he's shooting like that and you get Jonathan Huberdo passing to him, my goodness, it's going to be a crazy offensive season from the Flames. This is really a match made in heaven This is the best possible situation. This is making lemonade out of the worst possible of lemons, the sweetest possible lemonade out of the sourest lemons possible for Brad Trelving. Got to give it to him. We're now 5 subscribers away from 5,000. My goodness. Thank you, everyone, for being here as we're waiting for breaking news. Will the Canadiens receive a first-round pick? What will be going back the other way, if anything? What is the official trade for Montreal? We don't know yet. We're still waiting on that. We're still waiting to see what the return will be. Could be Florida's first. But the Florida first is in 2025. True. And Montreal would want a 23 pick. If they get a 2023 first, even if it's a late one, in a draft class like that, just to take Monahan, my goodness. I don't know how busy you are today, but we've made it this far. It feels like we need to wait the extra half hour for the Nashville news too. I'll be here as long as it takes to get the news. I'm good. I'm not too busy. I just need to upload that career simulation. Mason, let's get back to work. Early congratulations on the 5,000 subs. Thank you very much, Mason. Very much appreciated. Basically, it was Kadri, Huberdo, and Uyghur versus Goudreau and Kachuk. Yeah, it looks a lot better today than on trade day. What a thing to... Yeah, Brennan, here's our resident Flames fan. Brennan, what a thing to wake up to. Good morning, buddy. Rise and shine. You have a lot to be excited about. Yeah, if that does happen, the Canadiens would have 3 first-round picks in 2023, which is going to be a very impressive draft class. Let's hit refresh one more time. Not seeing anything. Now this is a good meme. You know that meme where it says, call an ambulance, but not for me. That's Brad Trelving. The sourest of lemons turned into the sweetest of lemonade. If it would be another one in 2023, I would be jumping for joy. Nazem Kadri in the 74th percentile projected wins above replacement. He's a top 6 centerman whose production suddenly took off in 21-22. A dual threat who likes to shoot the puck but has strong playmaking skill as well. Finishing finishing is very inconsistent. He's in the 60th percentile according to Jay Fresh. Nobody sends passes to the point more than he does. Put Mackenzie Weegar at that point. Could work very well. Could work very, very well. What are your thoughts on the contract? I love the contract. For 7 years might be, it might hurt a little bit, but that's what free agency contracts are pretty much. For $7 million, when I feel like he could have gotten 7.58 at the beginning of free agency, to get him down to 7, I like that very, very much for Calgary, I do have to say. It sounds like the Predators and the Avalanche are likely going to be announcing some sort of like outdoor game together or something. I don't think it's going to be, or even hosting a draft. There you go. Yeah, I don't think that. Who is Monahan traded for? We do not know yet. All we know is that he's going to the Montreal Canadiens. I think the Flames might be more balanced, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. Even if they're not as strong offensively per se, I'll take a very, very minor hit on offense to improve the defensive depth by a lot. I like it for Calgary. No news on that yet. I know the season hasn't started yet. This is Derek Willis, but go ahead and give the Flames GM Brad Trelving General Manager of the Year award. So far, so good. I'm gonna try, now that my career simulation is exported, I'm going to try something crazy. I'm going to try to upload while streaming. The internet in my house might fall apart. I'm going to try because I want to get it up by like 3 o'clock. And the longer the stream goes, no problem. But the longer the stream goes, the longer it'll take to get that career simulation uploaded. And I was really looking forward to doing it today. It's been a big day here on the channel. Breaking news and analysis in the world of the real life world in the NHL, as well as we do the virtual world in the NHL. NHL 22 franchise mode, career simulations. We've done Simon Nemec. We've done Shane Wright, Uri Slavkovsky, Logan Cooley, Matthew Savoie, and today another top 10 pick in the 2022 draft. So if you haven't already subscribed, be sure that you do. We are 5 away from 5,000. It's been a crazy ride, and it's just getting better headed into the 2022-23 season in the NHL. Crazy offseason that continues today on this random Thursday in August. Yeah, Sean Monahan traded to free up that salary cap. Do you think the Habs can get a first-round pick from Calgary because of the cap dump? Yes, I do. I didn't think it would happen, but it seems to be reporting that is what we're on the horizon of that happening. So from the summer of Pierre to Trelving time, I like that. Yeah, it's all in the title. Kadri 7x7 and Monahan to the Montreal Canadiens. Just waiting to see what he'll be signed for. We finally got the details on Kadri's contract. We just got to wait for the details on the Monahan trade. Big Lou. 0 free agent signings. Went views. All those W's for Kent. Was the first talk about for Monahan hypothetical? It's not, well, it is still hypothetical right now, but it's being reported by a few different pundits that a first is a possibility. It's not just us talking, but it's also not confirmed. It's kind of in the middle here. Cap space is like gold, absolutely, and the Canadiens have more of it. It's the gold rush. The Canadiens could continue to weaponize that salary, that salary cap space. The Canadiens in the 2023 draft, currently, before this trade happens, aside from, they have their own first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. They have all their own picks. They also have Florida's first, Pittsburgh's fourth, Vegas's fourth, and Calgary's fifth. So add in some more picks in 2023. That would be great. They have Colorado's second in 2024, Edmonton's seventh in 2024. Getting another pick right now, plus more picks later on in the season. If they trade Jake Allen, which is likely, if they trade Evgeny Dadonov, which is likely at the deadline, they're going to be getting more picks and assets. The Canadiens are in a great spot right now. The summer of Pierre is not over yet. That's true, Hobbsy. That's true. Ottawa and Arizona still on the Chychrun talks. What would a Chychrun trade look like, though? Probably a first, and I want to say a first, a second, and then like an offensive and defensive prospect. Probably costs like Ridley Gregg after all that he's been doing. And I don't know. What's that defensive prospect's name? That one, is he from Finland? I'm blanking on it. There's Hobbs, you know for sure. Is he from Finland? There's a first round pick. I'm searching up right now, but I'm sure you'll get it before I do. Let me see this. I could see the Coyotes wanting a first, a second, maybe more in the picks. Ridley Gregg and Lassie Thompson. There you go, Lassie Thompson. Maybe something like that. But the Senators also have Jake Sanderson, Tyler Boucher. They have lots of good prospects in their system that they could dip into if they want to try and push that Chychrun trade over the edge. Yeah, Lassie Thompson. They want 2 firsts and a high-end prospect. Yeah, Brandstrom's also out there. Would Arizona take 2 firsts and Zaitsev and a high-end prospect? Oh, Zaitsev I could see that. A first, second-hand prospect, you would slap the Central Registry. But that's what the ask has been right now. That's what it's been. What's up with the Monahan trade? We're still waiting to see what the details are, but Sean Monahan has been moved to the Montreal Canadiens. Moving Monahan over Lucic, I think it's just Brandon. I got to tell you, I think it's just because he's going to be LTIR'd. If you take Lucic, you've got to have him. He's costing you $5.25 million. Plus, the Flames kind of like him, right? But if the Canadiens take Monahan, they can just LTIR him. If he comes back, he comes back. They have the cap space. If not, c'est la vie, no problem. So I think that's just what it has to be. Just the injury status. Nothing more than that. I don't think it's him choosing one or the other necessarily. So Arizona could be getting a first, a third, Zaitsev, Brandstrom, and Jacob Bernard Docker. I don't know. I think they want more. I think they want the picks. I think they really want those 2 first-round picks. Oui, monsieur. Oui, monsieur. Allez, 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 Montréal. J'aime cet échange pour les Canadiens de Montréal, spécialement si on va avoir un premier choix. Déjà avec combien de choix? 11 choix en 2023, 11 ou 12. Et on a eu combien de choix cette année en 2022? On a eu plus que 10, ouais. Something like that. Well, the Canadiens have been in a good draft status the last couple of years. This past year and moving into next year. So we're still waiting on the details. We're going to hang out until then. Thank you to all of you who are still here. 123 of you on board. We're 5 subscribers away from 5,000. It's a first round pick, a new career simulation coming later today on NHL 22, the career of a top 10 pick in the 2022 draft. So that'll be fun. That'll be uploaded hopefully within the next hour and a half. It's going slow because I'm streaming at the same time, so my internet is really chugging along. But a good deal for the Canadiens. Even if it's a second, a first would be amazing. But even if it's a second, if Monahan plays, he plays. If not, j'aime le poutine, moi aussi, mon ami. Even if it doesn't happen, it's okay. Sean Monahan. Let me see Monahan's numbers on Hockey Reference. I want to see his 82 game average because he had a bad year last year and the hip surgeries. But this guy is good, and this guy has had crazy years. I feel you got to feel for Sean Monahan. You really got to feel for him. He's only, how old is he? He's in October. He's going to turn 28. He's 27 going on 28. Like in 2020, 2021, he had 28 points in 50 games. That was cut short. This year, 23 and 65. Couple of hip surgeries don't help. His 82 game average is 57 points in 82 games. Now, if I do his 82 game average, hold on, minus the last 2 years, so minus the 65 games he played last year, minus the 50 games that he played the year before, 6.597. 6.597. 597. He averages actually 29 or 30 goals as opposed to 26. And opposed to 57 points, minus 23, doing crazy calculations in my head, 6.596. He averages 61 to 62 points per 82 games, minus his last 2 years. So instead of 57 per 82, he actually averages more like 62 per 82 if you remove the last couple seasons. That's just some quick math on there. Thoughts on where the Habs will finish this year? I don't know if it'll be a top 3 pick because of the draft lottery, but hopefully it's a bottom 5 finish. That's what I tell you, Alex. Something, I'd say bottom 5 even. I don't know if I want to commit to bottom 3, but I'd say bottom 5, I think. Swift, Penguin, 126. Just realized I'm not subscribed yet. You're now 1 closer to 5K. Thank you, my friend. We're now at 4,996, 4 away from the big 5K. Who did the Habs trade? We do not know who the Habs traded yet. All we know is that it's a guarantee that the Canadiens are acquiring him. We don't know if it's just going to be pick going one way or if the Canadiens will be dumping salary going back to Calgary. But we do know that he's on his way to Montreal. Yes, Kadri getting $7 million AAV. That is confirmed. Terelving absolutely turned this offseason around. He turned the sourest of... this is my catchphrase of the day. He turned the sourest of lemons into the sweetest of lemonade. So now, if you can, if Monahan gets healthy, you can trade Monahan, Dadonov, Allen, all at the deadline for more assets. The Canes are really heating up for the 2023 draft, just a month after it happens. Yeah, Monahan is 62 points per 82, minus last couple seasons. If the Canadiens could somehow resurrect him, that would be great. Oh, yeah. Am I hoping for Bedard? Absolutely. Every team is hoping for Bedard. But I think just any top 3 or top 5 pick would be amazing in the 2023 class. So, yeah, now the Canadiens have more centermen, but honestly, I don't know if Monahan will even play very much with all of his hip surgeries and stuff like that. He might just be an LTIR guy. But if he does go center, the Canadiens... Let me see their center depth, the Canadiens. If you have Suzuki first line center, maybe Dvorak goes to the wing, or Evans goes to the wing even. Even Doc can play on the wing. There's a lot of interchangeability there. I don't think it's a big deal the Canes got another centerman. I have a hard time naming 5 teams that the Canes have a better roster than right now. Yeah, it wouldn't be like the Canes really outdo them to finish 28th or 26th instead of 32nd. It would just be like by like one overtime loss. That's why I'm saying like that one lucky overtime loss. How do you feel about the Monahan Price deal? Well, it's not Price going back the other way. If you're talking about Carey Price, it's not that Carey Price has been traded. Carey Price would likely go to LTIR. There's no way that the Flames would take him when they could have just LTIR'd Monahan himself. How are you feeling about Kadri to the Flames? Do you think he and Huberdo will click? Yes, I do. Very much so. I think that Kadri shoots a lot and from all over the place. Have him get a guy like Huberdo setting him up. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Bedard, Mishkov, or Fantilli, that'd all be great. Very, very good. Are the Canadiens able to get Bedard? Aren't you prohibited from back-to-back number 1 overall picks? Oof. That would be something, eh? Do you know when Monahan's supposed to return to play? No, I couldn't. I couldn't tell you. With those back-to-back hip surgeries are really tough. I wouldn't be able to predict anything there. I'm not a doctor. I don't want to give any false information. My bold prediction, if Kane stays and works well with Domi and Athanasiou, and if Mrazek returns to form, Chicago will surprise people and do better than expected. They could, but I don't think they want to. I think the Blackhawks are going to want to tank big time. I think the Blackhawks are going to be... I think they're going to finish last place, honestly. I think they'll finish last place. No, Carey Price did not get traded, just that he will likely go to LTIR to start the season. I don't think he'll start the season healthy, but time will tell. So is that the rule there, Rory? You can only have 2 number 1 overall picks in a 5-year span? I guess so, eh? So you can have back-to-back first, but you can't have another first for 3 years after that. That could be the rule. Yeah. Another refreshing of Twitter. Refreshing Twitter, streaming, uploading a career sim. It's a lot for the computer to take. So thank you, buddy. No, nothing there yet. Now 3 subscribers away from 5,000. We're almost there. Kadri, Lindholm, and Backlund down the middle. I could see that, Miko. So if the Flames go... Actually, let's pull up the Flames roster, so I'm not just trying to pull names out of the sky. If we go to even depth charts. So let's say the Flames go... Let's see... First line, let's say they go Huberdo, Lindholm to Foley. Let's say they go with Lindholm as center number 1. Second line could be Mangiapane, Kadri, and let's say... Actually, are they missing somebody here? Chris Tanev's not in the lineup. Okay, so let's try it again. First line, Huberdo, Lindholm to Foley. Second line, Mangiapane, Kadri, Coleman. Third line, Backlund, Pelletier, and Dubé, for example. And fourth line, Lucic, Rooney, and Lewis. Defense, Hanifin, Anderson, Uyghur, Zadorov, Shillington, and Malak at the moment, but throw in Chris Tanev, and it turns into Hanifin, Anderson, Uyghur, Tanev, and Zadorov, Shillington. A lot of different permutations. You know, Mangiapane could go first line. You could try Huberdo, Kadri, Mangiapane, then to Foley, Kadri, or I don't know, like those 5-6 players can be moved all over the place. That's a good problem to have as the Calgary Flames. Yeah, Islanders fans are not happy right now. XJ Squire, congrats on 5K subs. You were number 4,998. Thank you, my friend. We're just 2 away from 5K, maybe listed as 5K. I think. Oh, and now we hit it. Bang! 5,001 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. After just about 2.5 years, we have cracked 5,000 subs. I'd like to do a stream probably tomorrow night, something on NHL 22. We're going to do some sort of like alumni franchise mode. It's going to be a fun time. So if you haven't subscribed already, you won't want to miss out on that. We'll be live streaming here on YouTube live tomorrow night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern, streaming on NHL 22 franchise mode. You don't want to miss out the rest of the franchise modes here on the channel, as well as our career simulations. And of course, as we're doing right now, breaking news and analysis in the real world of hockey. Kadri may not do what he did last year. I don't think anyone's banking on that necessarily, but give him an 80-90 point season with Huberdo setting him up. He's worth the $7 million. Thank you, everyone, for the congratulations here. A lot of congratulations. Very much appreciated as we hit 5,000 subs. Showing all the congrats. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so John, talking about the Hawks potentially tanking, players can't throw games. That's yeah, absolutely. So they do play well. They play the best they can. And the GM doesn't make trades that they could do well. I actually think they won't, but it could happen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're going to play their best, but I don't know if I even see like Patrick Kane wanting to stay on for very long after all this is going on. I don't think Chicago finishes anywhere outside of the bottom three, and I'd be kind of surprised if they're not last place in the NHL. Next goal, we go for 6,000 or even 10,000. Hey, great. Halfway to 10K. That first 5K, now we're going to grow a lot more. I don't think we're going to hit 10K in 2.5 years. It should be more quickly attained now that it compounds a little bit. Thank everyone for the kind words, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the team, because it's not just subscribing to be made aware of when everything gets uploaded. That's just part of it. When you subscribe, you are part of the team. You are adding your thoughts in all of these discussions. You are an assistant general manager in our franchise modes. You are a part of, you can even join the Discord server. We have great discussions there as well. It's more than just clicking subscribe and getting notifications. It is a lot more than that. What do you think a fair return on Kane and Taze would be? If they're coming together, who knows? But I think it would probably be individual trades. That's a lot of salary cap. Hey, Dexter, welcome to the stream. I think Kane would probably fetch. I think he's got to fetch at least the first is like a non-starter. The first has to be a part of it. I think you also get a top prospect. The question now is, do you throw in a B prospect and a third round pick? But I think that any conversation has to begin with a first and a blue chip prospect, because Kane isn't retiring just yet. He's the greatest American player of all time. It's going to be a big return. Now, where does he go? Could it be Buffalo? Could it be the New York Rangers? It's going to be tough for them to swing those salary cap situations, but Kane is the one who's holding the cards, right? 5K, buddy. Thank you very much. Not only do you provide great NHL 22 content, but you're also a Habs fan. Love hearing other fans' opinions on your team. Thank you very much. I try to be a realistic fan as well. Like I'm a Habs fan. They're my team, but I'm not going to throw smoke screens and give you false info like a lot of other Canadiens fans or Leafs fans or Bruins fans. Like teams with the larger fan bases often have those talking heads who are blind to reality, but I try to keep it realistic. At 5,004 subscribers now, thank you to everyone who has joined on to the team. It is a pleasure to have you all here. The career simulation has another 15 minutes to go, plus some processing. So I'll likely get uploaded for 3 p.m. Eastern. But I don't even, maybe we'll be streaming until then. I don't know. So excited for this news, as you should be. Great news for Kadri. He's getting paid. He's going to a team that's going to utilize him very well. Great news, Talia. Who did we give up? We don't know. If anybody, it might just be Monahan and a pick to Montreal for future considerations. What player's next career sim? I'm going to keep it a surprise, but I'll tell you that it's a top 10 player from the 2022 class. And you can kind of deduce a little bit. We've already done Savoie, Wright, Slavkovsky, Nemec, but it's a top 10 player from this last draft class. Zadorov is super hyped about Kadri signing from his Instagram post. They used to be teammates. There you go. Another reason why Kadri will be happy to go to Calgary. And I wouldn't be surprised if this came about rather quickly, because it seemed as though the deal with New York was all done and dusted. But Lou couldn't move the money soon enough, or he just wouldn't move the money. It just either wasn't happening fast enough or wasn't happening at all. And Kadri found an offer elsewhere. And if that's Brad Trelving just pouncing on opportunity, what a guy. The guy he's just working the phone nonstop. John, let me see your question. Give me a second. John. Here you go. I didn't get to see the comment pass too quickly. If the Sens were to make the playoffs, what team do you think will miss in the Atlantic in order for that to happen? You know what? I could see it being the Bruins, and that's almost because, like Brad Marchand's out for a while. Goaltending has been a bit suspect. Maybe Swimming can turn it around. Krejci will be great, but he's getting older. Bergeron will still be great. Who's scoring the goals? Like Pastrnak, he's also been like rumored to say that he's unhappy. It could be Boston. I don't know, but Boston has a way of digging deep and finding a way. But without Brad Marchand to be there, it might be difficult. Are we going to get a Schaefer simulation? I don't think that Schaefer is very well respected in NHL 22. Oftentimes, these real life players are. So there's a lot of good players that I'd like to get done, but I'm going to probably wait for NHL 23 on most of them. And part of that answer is also because NHL 23 comes out in a couple of months, even less than that. And it takes at least like a week. I usually do like a week and a half, 2 weeks between simulations because they take like 2 or 3 full days of my life. I love doing them, but they take a lot of time, so I can't just do everybody, unfortunately. And yes, Kyle Turris retired today. He did retire today at the age of 33 as well. Do you think GMs still use their phone or they have a big Discord server going? That would be funny, eh? They must have some sort of group chat somewhere. Do you recommend playing MLB The Show 22 franchise? Yes, I do. It's a bit broken right now, where if you try, you set things to manual and scouting and trading gets done automatically, even though you set it to manual. So there has to be a patch for that. I haven't played it. That's why we didn't stream this week. But yes. As a longtime Bruins fan, the Bruins are missing the playoffs this year. Swayman is good, but he can't pick up the slack for our injured defense. There's a lot of money going to Riley, to Forbort. It's going to be tough in Boston. Kyle Turris, absolute legend. Yeah, Mark, could be Dvorak going the other way. If there is a player involved. That's if there is a player involved. Refreshing Twitter once more. No. So top unrestricted free agents remaining ranked by points last season: Phil Kessel, Paul Stastny, Evan Rodriguez, Sonny Milano, Sam Gagner, Tyler Ennis, Anton Strawman, Alex Chiasson, PK Subban, and Jonathan Dahlin. Or Dahlin. All right, let me know, Dexter. I don't know if it's been patched or what, but yeah. Whew, we're almost an hour and a half into the into this video. In that time, we found out that what Nazem Kadri signed for and where Sean Monahan got traded to, but we're still waiting to figure out what the details of that trade are. Where do you think Phil the Thrill is going? At this point, it's basically any team that says we have 1.5 to 2.5 million to spare, and oh yeah, you know what? Let's get an extra third line winger. I don't think there's any front runner right now or anyone that's like been sniffing around that I know of. I haven't heard anything. So I wish I could give you more information, but I don't even know if Phil will play this season. Who knows? That's how little we know. Meanwhile, guys like Sonny Milano, Sam Steele, these guys are definitely getting contracts. They're too good. Teams will have to buy into their potential. I'm shocked that they don't have contracts yet already. Kyle Turris. So Kyle Turris is still owed $12 million in salary from his buyout from Nashville, by the way. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that. He still owed $12 million. Shout out to big Kyle Turris. Do you think Sam Gagner would be a good fit for the Oilers? He's played here before. His wife is from here, and he's a solid fourth-line veteran. Yep, I could see that fit being a very good fit. I could see that being a very good fit. Yeah, absolutely. What is the trade? We do not know the trade yet. All we know is that he's going to Montreal. Habs should try to get Milano. With the $11 million in salary cap space or whatever, with the LTIR, I would absolutely advocate for the Canadiens going after Sonny Milano. Riker, how do you think the Oilers will clear up the $6 million of cap? Let's go to their cap friendly right now, actually. Give me a moment here. Let's pull up the Oilers cap friendly. I keep forgetting that Edmonton's in the Pacific Division. Edmonton, yeah, over $6 million. Nashville update should be in a minute, eh? That's true. That Nashville update should be dropping in 1 minute now. Time flies. All right, so the Oilers, let's see right here. They still need to sign Ryan McLeod as well. Dumping Cody Ceci. Cody Ceci was good, but I was advocating for this last season. I was saying, what are the Oilers going to do next year with Cody Ceci signed at 3.25? Yes, they need defensemen on their team, but I don't see anywhere to clear up that 5 million, that 6 million, but unless it's just LT. Oh, the LTIR hasn't been accounted for yet. There you go. So they're under by 6.03. They have Clefbaum and Smith on LTIR. There it is, 6.36. There you go. There's your answer right there. Engels tweeted again. Hold on. Eric Engels has tweeted again. Thanks, Hobbsy. We're getting straight to it, right to Twitter. Eric Engels, is this the breaking news that we've been waiting for? Details on the Monahan to Habs deal still being sorted out, hence the delay on news. Some sources are indicating this deal could be linked to another one happening. No guarantee of that, but that's what I'm hearing. Also believe a first-round pick might be coming to Montreal from Calgary. So it seems as though the Montreal Canadiens are receiving a first from Monahan, but now the question will be, is there a third team involved? Are there other pieces that are going to be moved as well? But it sounds like at the bare minimum, the Canadiens are receiving a first-round pick. Wow. Is it Trelving's birthday today? Really? That'd be crazy. I imagine they signed this. They announced the signing of Kessel. Let's see. Let me see the Flames draft pick situation again, because they did give a 2023 first. I believe they have their own. Yeah, they have their own first for the next 3 years. So if the Flames gave their 2023 first, they'd only have a second, a fourth, a sixth, and a seventh. They'd have no first, third, or fifth. They don't want those odd numbers in the 2023 draft. That's if it's a 2023 first. I don't think it'll be the Panthers first just because it's in 2025. I think that's just too far away. The Canadiens are going to want a closer ETA on that. What is going on right now? It is his birthday. Happy birthday to Brad Trelving, who signs Nazem Kadri and gets the GM of the Year award a year before it's handed out. Wow. Kudos to him. Yeah, it would be nice if Pelletier could crack the lineup. All this done on his 53rd birthday while in Texas, moving his daughter into university. That is amazing. Oh, the Nashville news has been broken. Let's see it. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Let's break the Nashville news. It's past 2 p.m. Eastern now. Let's refresh. Is it an outdoor game with the Avalanche of some sort, as Hobbsy suggested? It has to be something to do with Colorado. Come on, you can do it. Show those 11 tweets. You can do it. There you go. The 2023 NHL awards and draft are officially headed to Nashville. That's true, because they put an emoji of a trophy and an emoji of a baby. Yep, that's it. All right. So with the team adding Monahan, don't be shocked to hear Byron and Price headed to LTR soon to clear the cap space. Yeah, that's true, from Patrick Lortzi. Yeah. Here are Kadri's percentile ranks in some of these all three zones shooting and passing microstats from the past 6 seasons. Oh, this is interesting because Kadri, everyone thinks that it's just last season, but it's not quite. Maybe in the point production it was just this past season. But look at Nazem Kadri here. This last year wasn't that different from the previous one in terms of process here. Even some of the other numbers are still similar as well in the years before that. So, like, yeah, primary chance assists, nice jump right there, bang. But in-zone shot assists, still there. Attempts there, chances there, in-zone shots, rush shots, all that is still there. So I think anyone who says that Kadri's going to go off a cliff in Calgary is just totally wrong. Will he still put up the 100+ points? Maybe not. But with Huberdo passing to him, with him taking all these chances, these attempts, these shots off high danger passes, in-zone shots, rush shots, all that stuff, I think that Kadri will very much benefit from playing with Huberdo. There's that Nashville Awards, where I guess Colorado and Dallas were just trolling along. Yeah, there you go. Good call there, Andrew. Oh, baby. I don't know if this news is going to come anytime soon. At this point. Oh, boy. 65 max for what here, Bruins? Oh, yeah. Minnesota signed Sammy Walker. Ooh, one of the more touted prospects out of the college system, signing with Minnesota Wild today here. Offer points. I think it'll be more than that. Just because of his, even if he has a down year, just because of his line mates, I think he'll have more than 65. Again, I'm not saying he's gonna have 100, 110. I could see him being in that 80 range, 70. I'm not gonna be conservative and say 70. I'm gonna say 80 range for Nazem Kadri. Had to jump off for a few. Did they announce the Monahan specifics? No, they did not. But Eric Engels tweeted that it sounds like it's a first-round pick coming back, just that there's more involved with the deal, so that's why it's being held up a little bit. I'll read that tweet again. The tweet reads, details on Monahan to the Habs deal still being sorted, hence delay on news of return. Some sources indicating this deal could be linked to another one happening. No guarantee of that, but that's what I'm hearing. Also believe a first-round pick might be coming to Montreal from Calgary. So that's what it's sounding like. No problem. Let's see. Mark, can a team re-put someone on LTIR like Price? Yep, absolutely. As many times as you want. On, off. As long if he keeps getting re-injured, yep, you can keep putting him on and off. It'd be unfortunate, but yeah, you can keep doing it as many times as you like. Marc-Olivier Baudouin, j'ai hâte de voir si le CH va bouger un autre salaire ou si la possibilité de cette transaction, la preuve du statut de Carey Price pour débuter la saison. Sean Monahan n'a plus qu'une année à son contrat. Le risque n'est pas grand. Il peut être flip à la date limite. Now, I don't think he's going to be flipped at the deadline if he's LTIR kind of guy. He's going to have a good season, which I'm not sure will happen. But basically, Marc-Olivier is saying he's excited to see them moving... if the Canadiens are going to be moving another salary, or if it'll mean Carey Price on the LTIR. Philippe, oui, monsieur. Merci beaucoup. Do you think Montreal will trade Price in the future? It's not that they'll want to trade Price. Just I don't know if anyone's going to want to take Price. If he plays long enough that he's whatever, at 38, 39 at the end of his contract, and he's on an expiring deal, and you can take half the salary and give him a chance to go for a cup, yeah, that's possible. But I don't think the Canadiens are going to be trading Price anytime soon, nor do teams really want to take the chance on him being like such an LTIR candidate. You know, Seattle had the chance to take him. They didn't do it. I don't think anyone's going to be taking a chance just yet until he really shows that he's back to his full form. And I don't think that's happening just yet, as he's still being rumored to be put back on the LTIR sooner rather than later, unfortunately. So Sammy Walker was drafted 200th by the Lightning in 2017, became a UFA 3 days ago, and signed with the Minnesota Wild. All right. Chaque fois que tu parles en français, c'est satisfaisant. Merci beaucoup. Hey, si j'ai la chance, toujours. If Price gets traded, he's probably in a backup role. Yeah, that makes sense, Owen, for sure. I think Price is going to be LTIR all year and we'll be back in a 1A, 1B situation until his contract expires. That could be it, but I do see that Jake Allen will I do foresee Jake Allen being a deadline guy. The Canadiens will get, let's say they get a first-round pick right here. They're going to recoup more picks from trading Dadonov, Price, maybe Monahan if he regains his swagger. That's going to be more assets coming back to the Canadiens. But I do unfortunately see Allen and Dadonov being deadline moves, absolutely. I really like your channel. Keep pushing. Hey, merci beaucoup. C'est vraiment apprécié, mon ami. Spécialement maintenant avec 5000. It's crazy. Une chaîne en français. Hey, de temps en temps, il y a beaucoup de fois que je parle en français durant une vidéo, spécialement quand il y a des noms en français. J'aime quand il y a des noms en français. Comme avec la simulation de Mathieu Savoie, j'ai dit Savoie tout le temps. Et il y a des gens qui disent « Oh non, c'est Savoie. » Mais c'est bien. RDS, TVA, tout le monde en Québec, c'est sa voix. Le nom est français, même s'il n'est pas français, le nom est français. Yeah, we did hit 5,000, Christopher. Thank you very much. We did hit 5,000. We passed it, let's say maybe like 20, 30 minutes ago. We're now at 5,007 as the channel continues to grow, with the career simulation coming out later today as well. Depth chart updated. Thank you, Hobbs. We'll check that out. Ah, tiens, je m'avais que tu parles bien en français. Hey, merci, Martin. Merci beaucoup. On est tous hâte de voir l'échange pour Monahan. Hey, peut-être je vais parler en français plus fréquemment. I don't know. Who does the Canadiens have as goalie prospects? Does anyone have future starter potential? We'll check their depth here. We'll check their depth. What's going on with the Monahan trade? What did Montreal give up for Monahan? We don't know yet. We know they're most likely getting Monahan in a first. We don't know what the details of the deal are. There could be another team involved, which is holding things up. That's what we're still waiting to see. So let's pull the numbers here. If we go to Calgary, first we're going to check Calgary, and then first we'll check Montreal, because that'll be quick. Montreal's goalie depth here. They have Montembeault. He's decent, but we're saying like prospects for the future. The Canadiens have Caden Primo, of course, who's currently an RFA. He's been thought of as a starter of the future. There's also a few other names. If I go, hold on. Who's that? There's a player the Canadiens drafted. There's a couple of goalies the Canadiens drafted. Let me pull this up. Give me just a moment to humor myself and the comment. Where's Montreal? Here. Hey, they drafted Louis Leblanc. Where's that goalie? So they drafted Croteau this past year. They drafted Joe Verbetic, who was a 7th round pick in 2021. Jacob Dobes in 2020, and Frederick Deschaux in 2019. Do they have starter potential? I wouldn't quite say that just yet. I think Primo is the best candidate on the Canadiens to be a future starter. But yeah. How many years left in the Monahan contract? Just one more year. Could be a Drew A. Anderson. I don't know about Anderson. Could be an Armia type thing. Yeah, we're hoping that Primo develops into that number one. It's partially off ice. It could be partially off ice issues, but it's also the 2 hip surgeries, and that'll really do it for you. Yeah, you're right, Philip. You're right. All right, so let me get to. I like Armia, but it could be, if we're saying a salary guy, it could be Armia. All right, let's refresh here on Cap Friendly. They're still, their production cap space is over because they still have to dump Monahan there. But yeah, you got Kadri signed on $7 million. The details of the contract are still not there yet, signing bonuses and all that stuff. But now if we check the depth chart on the Flames, we'll see a bit more of a realistic picture for them. As, for example, let's go, you say Huberdo, Lindholm, Toffoli, first line, Mangiapane, Kadri, Coleman, second line, Pelletier, Backlund, and Dubé on the third line, Lucic, Rooney, Lewis on the fourth. That leaves you with Ruzicka, Bishop as NHL scratches, but you can also consider calling up guys like Connor Zary. Is he going to try and make a push sometime soon? Yeah. They also have a good goalie situation. Dustin Wolf is good in their system. Defensively, they have Jérémy Poirier. There's a lot of potential for the present and for the future for the Flames. Like, yes, they're going all in on the next year or two with Uyghur and all that, even if they doesn't extend. But the situation in Calgary is not if they don't win in the next 2 years, the Huberdo and the Kadri contracts are going to be, too big. Yes, they may lose to Foley, Lindholm over the next 3 years once those contracts expire, but they have Pelletier, Dubé, Zary, Poirier, Wolf. They have a lot of good high-end prospects to replace whoever's going out. So, yeah. The salary cap hasn't, the salary hasn't updated there, Brennan, just yet. Oh, Coronado, of course. I didn't even think about Coronado, one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Yeah. Need the details. Yes, we want the details as well. We're still waiting on it. All we know so far is Kadri signing 7x7 and Monahan going to Montreal in a deal that will likely involve a first round pick, but it could involve another team and other pieces. So we're thinking, who is that other team? Yeah, Kadri, he replaces Kachuk's grit and fixes out the center issues. Backlund can be more of a middle six guy as opposed to having to be a top six guy. I like it for the Flames. Still waiting on the information. Like I'll stay I want to stay as long as it takes, but like if it's gonna be like if I knew right now it'd be at 6 p.m. I would call the stream and come back later. But I don't want to end it because it could be at any moment, and we're here for the breaking news in the NHL. I've heard something about Beauvillier to Montreal. No, you know what? Beauvillier to Montreal probably would have only happened if there was going to be a cap dump for the Islanders trying to free up that $4 million. Let's say they're going to trade Beauvillier to the Canadiens and then Nelson or Bailey or Palmieri or Pajot to somewhere else. That would free up the money to sign Kadri. But now that they have 11 million cap space and no Nazem Kadri, Beauvillier is likely staying with the Islanders. That's what I would say. If the Flames had just taken Lane Hudson, this would have been the perfect offseason. Yeah, that's true, eh? That would have been the perfect offseason. I'm very excited for the Canadiens with Lane Hudson in their system and more picks to come in their system with this deal. It's a process that we're waiting for it to unravel. Good old Eric Engels. But I doubt it's Nashville or Colorado or any of those teams that were just trolling around with some tweets. Eric, seems like it's a 3-team deal. Could Dubois be moved to Montreal? I don't think so. Are we just like pipe dreaming here? I don't think so. I don't know if I see Dubois as a fit right now. I think he's more of a fit if he comes after next season, because now the Canadiens just acquired another centerman. Does he play? Does he not? I don't know. I don't think so. My official answer to you, Eric, is I don't think so. If anything, Dubois comes in the 2023 offseason. If Monahan gets back to 80 points, yeah, absolutely. Monahan, minus his last 2 seasons, his 82-game average is 62 points per 82 games. So if he gets healthy, slam dunk. But the perfect situation would be he gets healthy and the Canadiens flip him for picks. Lindholm, Kadri, Backlund, who has a better center depth? Flames crazy stacked. If a winger comes back from Montreal, I don't see any weaknesses in this lineup. Depends, yeah. If the Canadiens are moving Armia or Dvorak or even Byron, which I doubt, or I don't know, anybody like that, or Hoffman, the Flames would get even stronger, but that would go into the price tag, right? Is Bedard a lock at number 1 in your honest opinion? Yes, I say so. Like for Shane, like did I think Shane Wright was going number 1? Yes. Was he a lock in my opinion? Not by far. So, but do I believe Bedard a lock at number 1? A year away, I'll say yes, unless something crazy happens before then. What's Lane Hudson's NHL ETA? I'd say probably still like for getting a crack in the NHL, maybe 2 years away. For being a full-time NHLer, still probably at least 3 years away. I don't see it being anytime necessarily very soon. From Jay Fresh, from Hobbsy from Jay Fresh. From 2012-13, 2015-16, Kadri drew 183 minor penalties. Second most in that span was 124. Wow. That's it. He takes penalties, but he draws penalties. And without Matthew Tkachuk to be that aggravator, that's what Kadri's role will be, while also finishing the opportunities that Jonathan Huberdo sets up. Calgary's excited. Yes, sir. Yeah, I just saw a tweet from Jay Fresh. Yeah. Jared Book, a reporter, deputy managing editor at Habs EOTP. Unless there's a significant contract going to Calgary or Monahan isn't being bought out, which he isn't, I don't think. I think this serves as an update on Carey Price's health, and it's not good. Fair enough. Could be. Carlson still puts up decent numbers for what he's been through, but not what he was. Hey, breaking news here. Phil Kessel signs a McDonald's for 50 years, $12 million per year. Me, Philip. No way. It's the McDonald's on the corner of St. Catherine on Maurice Duplessis and Jean Talon, right? Next Canadiens captain, I think it's probably Nick Suzuki. You would think that's Brendan Gallagher, but they might go the path of the guy who's going to be here longer. Really, I'd say it's Brendan Gallagher, but who's it actually going to be? Probably Nick Suzuki, because he's signed on for 8 more seasons. He's going to be the pillar here for the Habs. He's been wearing an A on his jersey. He's been very involved in the community. I could see that. Yeah, big chat today. Big chat. We're at over 100 people right now. We've gained almost 20 subscribers and some over 20 subscribers. Now we're at 5,009 subs. Thank you everyone who's joined on to receive the analysis here in the real world of the NHL and to get uploads in the virtual world of the NHL as our NHL 22 career simulation of a top 10 pick in the 2022 draft goes live in about 45 minutes. Yeah, I could see even Edmondson. I don't think Edmondson would be captain, but he has captain potential. Just that I don't know, because he's not going to be here as long as Suzuki. If a player is involved, the odds are Price makes a comeback, but if not, probably LTIR. Yeah. Just saw this, blew my mind as I live only 2 hours away from Calgary. Yeah, your mind should be blown, Christiana. Great news for Flames fans. Do you think there could be some fight for first overall pick from the Shadows like Slav did this year? I don't know. Bedard is just so good. Mishkov's going to be great, and the top 5 are all amazing. There could be some fight, but I still think that it's going to be Bedard who goes number 1. Trying to keep the live lit until we have the trade details. Trying to do what we can. Thank you, my friend. I'd say Suzuki as next captain. Refs can't stand Gallagher. Fair point. Fair point. I don't know if that would disqualify him totally, but it does kind of sit there in the back of your mind when you're considering. Update here. What did the Canadiens tweet? They're just showing a tweet from practice. Nothing new here. So Monahan had his left hip done last year and his right hip done over the spring. Yeah, hips don't lie. That's what from practice. Yeah, the hype video. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I love this guy, but I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Jekai, but I don't want to be sorry if I'm wrong there. Rumor has it Pierre-Luc Dubois is currently in shambles after he learns that he has not been traded to the Montreal Canadiens. I know Bedard is a generational talent, and he's been doing great stuff for the World Juniors, absolutely. But so is Mishkov. But I got a serious Crosby versus Ovechkin vibe with the 2023 draft, and I feel Mishkov might just be number 1. Could it be an issue with Russia? I don't know. We'll see in a year's time. Would that make his stock drop, or would his talent just be too much to pass up? That's why I don't think that teams will be worried about him being Russian, like to cause some sort of issue. I think they just might be worried with, if players literally can't get out of their country, that would be a problem. Who would Kadri play with? Huberdo and Lindholm? Depends. If Lindholm goes to the wing, which he has done before, I'd love a Huberdo, Kadri, Lindholm line. If Lindholm stays first line center, even second line center, you could see Kadri with Huberdo and Mangiapane on his wings, with Toffoli and Coleman on his wings, with Huberdo and Toffoli on his wings. A lot of different, or in Mangiapane, lots of different permutations there. Mika Kiprasov in the chat. This Flames team should be interesting to watch. Absolutely. As interesting as it was when you were on the team, Mika. Flames legend in the chat. Yeah, Crosby and Ovi weren't the same class, just kind of the same rivalry, right? Carnado is going to be great with the Flames as well. That's why the Flames are not just a team that's stacking up the next few years. They're going to be good in the long term as well. Mishkov's also under contract in Russia for 2 seasons after he'll get drafted. Great point. Maybe that even makes him drop to number 3 if someone like, Fantelli, what's his name? Fantelli, Pinelli? If he has a crazy season. I don't know. Yeah, but, that would hurt in the short term, but they would also regret it in the long term, as Francis says here. Absolutely. It's not about the fact that he's Russian and just might stay there. And I know Mishkov has a deal until like 25, 26. Yeah. Got to do your research on him, that's for sure. No, because, the lockout kind of affected things, but Crosby was 05 and Ovechkin was 06 for their draft classes. I don't know. When is this news going to drop, eh? Haven't had lunch. It's past 2:30. I jumped on the computer. Come on. All the French analysts are going crazy here. S'il vous plaît, nous indiquer les détails de l'échange de Monahan pour que nous puissions reprendre le cours de notre journée, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Ceci serait très apprécié. Yeah, we'd love to all continue our days. I'm not sure if Michkov's injured at the moment. Not sure. Harvard kids, always good. Look at Adam Fox. Flames drafted a Norris trilogy D-man in the 3rd round. Maybe the future Lane. Maybe Lane Hudson has a bit of that in his future ahead. You never know. I feel like I've exhausted everything I can. We looked at the Flames depth. We looked at the Canadiens draft possibilities. We've looked at everything from every which way. If the trade is not dropping, maybe we go live a little later. Maybe we'll pause here and go live later on. I know that as soon as I end the stream, it's going to happen like within 3 minutes. But I might just end it off there with all that news. Kadri to the Flames, Monahan to the Habs. We're just waiting for the details to come out. Of course, Dexter, of course. Oh, that's true. Michkov has the hip injury because of Alexei Emelin right now. Yes, that's true. Yeah, he's out for a little bit. One last refresh on Twitter. No, people asking for the Islanders to sign Phil Kessel. Coronado, Harvard kid, 100-point winger. Yes, sir. Big cap salary in the trade. Who could it be? Really, there's a big cap salary going back to Calgary? Gallagher, Anderson, definitely not Price. That would be big. Yeah, people underrate Hanifin as well. Flames are looking very solid after what looked like a pretty doomed early offseason. Yeah, your first pair, let's say your first pair is Hanifin and Uyghur. Your second is Tanev and Anderson. Yeah, absolutely. So I think we'll close it off there, ladies and gentlemen, because our career simulation, our next career simulation is going to go live in about a half hour at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to end it off there. When the trade happens, we're going to be live. So be sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on when that trade does go down for instant analysis, as well as our career simulation going live in just about a half hour. Make sure that you don't want to miss out on any of that. Thank you, everyone who has joined in the stream this afternoon. If you want to join the Discord server where breaking news is also broken and hockey discussions and much more is had, the link for the server is in the description. We'd love to have you join the team. It was a great afternoon of hockey. The Flames got a lot stronger here on Brad Trelving's birthday, so happy birthday to him. Big news in the league. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate your support as we hit 5,000 subscribers. Much more to come. And also be sure that you're subscribed to not miss out on our live stream tomorrow night, Friday, August the 19th, around 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as we will be doing a 5,000 subscriber celebration live stream. Likely some sort of alumni franchise mode sim. We're going to find something to do. It's going to be a fun time. Looking at with Gretzky and Howe, Modano, Beliveau, Richard, everyone's going to be in there. It's going to be a fun alumni sim. But yeah, if the Flames got a top 6 guy back, that would be a stacked lineup. You know, Coleman moves to the 3rd line, would provide even more depth. That would be fantastic. But the details will come out, and we'll be back live whenever those details do break. I'm just going to take a break myself to get some lunch in me and put that simulation up. So lots happening here on the channel in the depths of August. Thank you to everyone for being a part of it. It was a really fun afternoon, so thank you for keeping it going in the chat. Without that, it's just me talking to myself going in circles. So I appreciate all of your engagement there. Merci beaucoup tout le monde, and we will talk soon. Go Habs, go, and go Flames, go after today. Two teams that got a lot better, I think, today. Now, is there a 3rd team involved in this deal that's happening? More pieces going on? We will find that out later this afternoon, and I will talk to you all when that happens. So we will be back when all the news breaks. And until then, thank you for being here, and talk soon.